Now, the Electoral Commission has begun their dispatch of the notice of poll for this year's presidential election, which is now 3 weeks away. The publication of the notice of poll, though executed for the parliamentary election, could not have been printed for the presidential election because of legal challenges to the process. With those hurdles cleared, the EC says it has started the distribution of the notices. John News's Maxwell Agbagba has been speaking to the EC's Deputy Communications Director, Yusuf Ayuba.
The notice of poll for presidential is ready. We've started dispatching them to the region. So that for presidential is ready. Likewise, the parliamentary, which was ready long time, and it's even been posted, around the constituencies.
And then also we got an indication, or we heard that you've started printing the presidential ballot papers. How true is that information also?
Yeah, it's true. We are currently, the first process is to print the notices of poll. Since that is done, we've moved into the printing of the ballot papers. So as I speak, the various printing houses are printing the ballot papers for the presidential elections. And we have all the political party representatives and the security agencies, the staff of Electoral Commission at all the various printing houses that are doing the printing of the presidential ballots.
In a related developments, the EC says it could not have been responsible for the issues raised by the Ashanti Region MPP over the parliamentary ballot paper for the upcoming election. Responding to reports that the Ashanti Region MPP chair had refused to accept the ballot papers applied to the region on Monday, the EC's Deputy Communications Director said the logo in contention was applied by the party.
That issue is very clear. We have all the political party symbols with us. If you register your political party, it means that you must bring your symbol. We have it. That particular issue of the abbreviation of the name NPP under their symbol does not exist in all the correspondence that we have with NPP as a political party. There was a suggestion that since it did not contain that, when we are printing the presidential notices of poll, we should make sure that we include the abbreviation NPP under the symbol. So it is not that the Electoral Commission made a mistake. It is the official position or the official symbol that the new patriotic party uses, that we use in printing the parliamentary notices of poll. But if you realize most of the political parties have the abbreviation of their name under their symbol. So they also suggested that in printing the presidential notices of poll, we should put the abbreviation, the NPP, under the symbol, and also when we start printing the ballots, we should put it. So we've taken that in good faith, and we've done it on the notice of poll.
So for all the parliamentary candidates in this country, for the NPP, they're not going to have the abbreviation NPP under the logo of the party?
Yes, because that is what they have as a symbol, and therefore, as at the time we were printing the notices of poll for the parliamentary elections, that was what was in existence.
Well, saying with the EC, with some few days to Ghana's election, some voters are determined to exercise their franchise in what has become known as the mother of all elections. They are leaving no stone unturned in their quest to exercise their civic duty. Maxwell Agbagba again caught up with some voters lined up at the EC's office waiting to have their missing IDs replaced.
It's some few days to Ghana's big day, and already electorates are gearing up to exercise their franchise in the upcoming 2016 elections. A lot of them have come here to get a replacement of their voters' ID card, to hear the presence of the Electoral Commission. They are in this queue waiting to get a replacement of what will give them that right to take part in this year's election. I have a couple of them here. Chief, kindly tell me your name and then where you are coming from and why you're here today.
My name is Razak Said. I came from Nima, and I'm here to come and replace my photo ID card because 2013, before I banned my photo ID card, my traveling passport, everything. But this 2016 general election, I must cast my vote because it's my right and it's my power. So, and I need it. So that is why I'm here today, to come and replace my photo ID card.
So what motivated you to come all the way from Nima to this place to get the voters' ID card so you can take part in the election at all costs?
Because I believe in Ghana. And I know that with my voter ID card, with my ID card, I can vote, and that vote can make everything possible in this country and this nation, and to vote for the right person to move this nation forward. So that is why I'm here today.
Although I lost my ID card, so it's 2016, we need to vote. So I want to replace my ID card so that I can have access to vote and bring change to Ghana, because now Ghana is too hard for us with the young boys. So we need to change for a better Ghana.
So that's why you're coming for your ID card to be replaced?
Yes, sir.
My name is Stephen. I lost my voter's ID card some time back. And because of the upcoming elections that I want to participate in, I'm coming for a replacement of my card.
So, is it an election, or you just want to get an ID card just to do other things, or it's purposely for this year's elections?
I have other IDs that I use, but I'm doing this because of the elections. Yes.
Because of this year's elections?
Yes, please.
Not for any banking transaction?
No. I already have my bank account, so I'm okay.
Okay, so you heard from a cross section of the public here, those gathered here actually at the premises of the Electoral Commission. They are saying that they are here to get a replacement of their ID card so they can take part in this year's election. One man, as you rightly, you heard him say, he says it is his right and he needs to take part in the election. The last man that I spoke to says he has other forms of IDs that he can use for his banking transactions, because usually the notion is that people will just want to come for their IDs for transactions in the bank and other, and other things. But he says that he has all of those IDs, but he just wants to take part in this year's elections. Reporting for Joy News, Maxwell Agbagba.
All right, in some other election-related matters, the MPP, the New Patriotic Party, had called a news conference to address some concerns they had about the pink sheets, which they said did not have serial numbers. That news conference was called off, but the party has issued a statement, and I'd like to bring you the statement on the concerns they're raising about the pink sheets. So the statement has a heading, printing pink sheets without serial numbers is illegal. It says, we wish to share with the general public, in the interest of transparency, a very disturbing turn of events regarding the printing of the statement of poll and the declaration of results forms, Form 8, commonly referred to as pink sheets. Today, Aerovote, the company which won the $8.95 million contract to print the statement of poll and declaration of results forms and other results-related carbonized election forms, started the printing of the third forms. We went there today to inspect the work and were surprised to be told by Aerovote that they have been told not to emboss serial numbers on the pink sheets. The contract for the printing of pink sheets makes provisions for the printing of 3,000 extra forms. The idea is for each constituency to have 10 extra forms. Those 3,000 will naturally not have the polling station name and polling station code on them, without serial numbers on them as well. We think that this leaves them open to manipulation. It goes on to refer to the public elections regulations. It says in the schedules, parts at pages 48 and 49 has a sample of the exact format that the law says Form 8 or the pink sheet for both parliamentary and presidential results should take. Material to the issue today is that at the top left hand of Form 8 is space for the unique serial number for each form to be inserted. So this is just a bit, the statement is quite long. The statement itself is quite long, but we're going to make it available on our Facebook page so you can get to go through all of them. But President Mahama has condemned the persistent criticism of the Electoral Commission and urged the various political actors to give the Commission a chance. The President's remarks come on the back of persistent bashing of the EC with accusations of bias, and case in point is a statement that's coming from the New Patriotic Party. Now, addressing the executive of the Trade Union Congress at the Flagstaff House here in Accra, the President expressed worry, suggesting the critics could be setting the stage for the election result to be disputed.
The EC is getting ready to superintend these elections. I think that one of the concerns we have is the constant, discrediting of the EC. I mean, when you have a competition coming up and somebody is consistently discrediting the arbiter, then it sets the stage for disputing elections, when they have taken place. And that's the concern I have, and I've continued to express it. Our EC has conducted 6 successful elections, and this is the 7th. They have the personnel, the same personnel are working there, and I don't see what the reason is that we say the commission is biased, the commission is trying to rig the election in favor of somebody and all that kind of thing. Our electoral process has some of the best safeguards for transparency in any electoral process in the world. I wouldn't say in Africa, in the world, you know, and the election is won or lost at the polling station. And it gives us the opportunity to have our representatives at the polling station watching the whole process from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., watching the counting process. And the good thing about our electoral process is the results are declared at the polling station. No box is taken anywhere and counted. In some places, they take it to counting centers and go and count there. And when the count is done there, anything can happen to the results. But here, it's counted right in front of us. You see people around, MPP, NDC, CPP, PPP, and all the Ps, you know, standing around. And as the ballots are counted, you hear 1, 2, 3, 4, and they count along. And at the end of it, everybody has a pen, they're writing, and they're immediately taking their mobile phone and say, oh, so won in this polling station. That is, what other transparency can you get?
Now, in his first comment about the violence at the Nima residence of the presidential candidate of his main opponent in the election on Sunday, the president said it could not have been sanctioned by him. However, he says they've drawn lessons from the avoidable clash.
I believe that Labour has a very important role to play in ensuring that elections are transparent, free and fair. And I'll ask you to rise up to that occasion. This country belongs to you. It does not belong to us, the political leaders or politicians. And I believe that when we ratchet up the political rhetoric, I mean, you should feel free and confident to call us to order. By my nature, I'm not a person who encourages violence, and I would never, never encourage violence. And so if any such thing would happen, it would not be because I have provoked it. We'll try to avoid the flashpoints that create that kind of situation. Only last Saturday, we almost had, you know, a clash which would have been unfortunate. I mean, if any of those firearms had been fired and somebody had dropped dead, it would have been a completely different situation. And so we must be preventive in our actions to ensure that these things don't happen. I think that the police at Nima should have been better briefed, knowing that this group was coming to pass through. And then we should have taken the appropriate safeguards so that there would have been no, you know, opportunity for that to happen. And so we'll take a cue from what happened and make sure that it doesn't happen in the future.
Now, foreign investors in Ghana say pockets of violence and misunderstandings among the political parties is worrying. According to them, though Ghana has been touted as a peaceful country, the lead-up to elections every 4 years sends wrong signals. Executive Director of the European Union Business Organization in Ghana, Nico van Staaldingen, spoke to Joy News on the sidelines of a Business Integrity Forum Tuesday.
Party, and I'm sure each of you will know their names, have 2 or 3 or 4 people who are regularly in the news shouting and insulting the other side of the political arena, denying everything. I mean, there must be a common ground somewhere, because in the rest of the world it's not standard that if you are NDC you're in favor, if you're MPP you're against. It doesn't matter how good the idea of NDC is, or vice versa. Every step is up for discussion, and it doesn't matter if you do it honest or dishonest. It's just like if you catch a thief on Makola, he will deny it just as 90 other people who haven't done it. So where do you find the real culprit? And that is not up to our organization. Our organization is just trying to advise and trying to say to the politicians, stop this overdone shouting and insulting, and let the world and especially investors see that Ghana is not only a stable democracy during and after the elections, but also during the election process, without insulting, and make it a good thing to invest in Ghana, because Ghana is a peaceful country in general.
Senior research fellow at the Institute of Democratic Governance, Kwesi Jonah, was worried the lead-up to elections every 4 years is fraught with tension. He asked for calm and for the rule of law to work.
In African countries, unlike in these developed democracies that I have spoken about, Britain and the US, it is not so much the outcome of the election that sends shockwaves into the business community. It is the process. It is the process. In the case of Britain, the result of the referendum. In the case of the US, the result of the election sent shockwaves through the market. In Africa, it is not the end result, it is the process. Every stage in the election process is characterized by tension. Registration of voters, tension. Primary elections within the political parties, tension. Transfer of votes, tension. Filing of nomination papers, tension. Campaigning, tension. Voting day processes, tension. Counting of votes, tension. Declaration of results, tension. Even keep fit exercise, tension. So, unlike in the advanced democracies, it is not so much the end result that worries people. The entire process, almost every single stage of the election process generates tension and turbulence.
Watching Joy News Prime, still to come in the bulletin. Motorists experienced traffic holdups the morning after the inauguration of government's flagship infrastructure project, Kwame Nkrumah Interchange. But authorities say the congestion should be resolved in the next few days. We're monitoring the traffic situation this evening and we'll bring you a report. Stay tuned. All right, and Accra High Court has dismissed the suit seeking to stop the Millennium Development Authority (MIDA) from partaking in discussions on private sector participation in the management of the Electricity Company of Ghana. The plaintiff, Saka Salia, in his suit argued that MIDA was not fit to participate in the agreement, accusing the authority of forging documents in the name of the PURC and Energy Commission. But presiding Judge Justice Novisi Ayene dismissed the suit, saying Mr. Salia lacked the capacity to file the suit and awarded a cost of 5,000 cedis against him. Lawyer for the defendant, Jerry Day, said the ruling exonerates MIDA.
The main thrust of the court's ruling this morning is that the plaintiff had no locus standi to bring the action, and that there's no reasonable cause of action, and it's an abuse of the court's process. Simply put, if the court allows such claims that are without any basis to clog its cause list, the court cannot deal with weightier and more significant matters of public interest. So the effect of this judgment is that even the application for injunction, which rests on or is born out of the statement of claim, is also taken away because the substratum on which it rests no longer exists. MIDA and its partners, the ECG, Energy Commission, PURC, can now go ahead with all the processes to effect the private participation in our energy sector. It's a simple matter. This matter shouldn't have been in court at all. The court has thrown it out. From day one, we knew that claim was unfounded because even the document they alleged was forged was given to MIDA by the Energy Commission and was clearly disclosed in all the papers before court. That's why we held from the beginning that this matter was just an abuse of the court process, because it came to the attention of plaintiff, but somehow a man wants his day in court. So the courts have spoken. Law and order must be enforced. State institutions must be able to do their work without any such unneeded interference. And we're happy this has happened.
Right, so right there at the courts, we tried to speak to Saka Salia, who's the plaintiff, and he said that his preliminary comments was that he was going to consult his lawyer and that he was contemplating an appeal of this ruling. But we've just gotten a statement from Saka Salia, and Saka Salia, in his statement, is suggesting that the Energy Commission, PURC, and the AG betrayed Ghana. That's the heading of the statement. And it goes on to say, I'm disappointed at the decision of the High Court this morning in upholding the preliminary objection by Mida and Co. that I did not have capacity to bring the suit. The decision that the matters do not concern me or affect me directly, and so I cannot sue on them, is dangerous for our democracy. Several high courts have rightly held that Article 41, subsection G of the Constitution, which is the basis for my going to court, empowers all citizens to do exactly what it says. That is, that it shall be the duty of every citizen to protect and preserve public property. This is why patriots like Professor Ajimang Beduakosa and friends are currently in court against the Power Ministry and ECG over similar matters. A similar challenge on their capacity failed. The decision that I cannot sue and that I do not have a reasonable action is regrettable, and I am going into discussions with my lawyers to consider an appeal. I am deeply saddened by the fact that the Attorney General's Department, and in particular the Energy Commission and PRC, have made a U-turn to rather support the wrongdoers, despite the fact that they were first to write letters complaining about the wrongs for which I went to court. What betrayal of citizens, the statement asks. The Energy Commission wrote to my lawyers to admit that my complaint of forgery by MEDA and the IFC of the Commission's logo for a draft license, and my complaint of usurpation of the mandate of the PRC in circulating a tariff methodology for the ECG PSP transaction by MEDA and the IFC without the knowledge and inputs of these Ghanaian regulatory bodies are true. And they says these regulatory entities have also, through their lawyers, told the court that the things I complained about have been corrected or reversed. Well, he says, it doesn't matter. The issue of the admitted forgery is a criminal offense. But just as citizen vigilante Martin Amidu is also relying on Article 41 in the Supreme Court to assist the state retrieve the controversial 51 million cedis from Alfred Boyome, I still believe there must be a way to legally stop wrongs being done against citizens. If state institutions pay to protect the public interest and pairs renege on their mandate for whatever reasons, and it's signed by Saka Salia. Now, Secretary General of the TUC, Dr. Yao Ban, has reiterated the TUC's disquiet about the agreement covering the private sector participation in the management of the Electricity Company of Ghana, known as the Millennium Challenge Compact. At a meeting at the Flagstaff House on Tuesday to brief President Mahama about the TUC's resolutions adopted at the 10th Quadrennial Delegates Conference, he said government would have to take another look at aspects of the agreement.
Your Excellency, we would like to assure you that, in principle, we are not against the compact because there are very good things in there for Ghana. We are, however, concerned about some of the clauses in the compact, including Article 7.1, which states that the parties understand that this compact and the project implementation agreement, upon entry into force, will prevail over domestic laws of Ghana. We have sought legal opinions on this and other articles in the compact. We understand that this particular article may have very serious implications for our sovereignty. We are also worried about renting out ECG to a private company for a generation, 25 years. On behalf of ECG workers, our affiliate, Public Utility Workers Union, has proposed various alternatives. I have a copy with me here, to the concession arrangement. We would like to appeal to you, Your Excellency, to consider these options.
You're watching Joy News Prime. We're taking a break, but still to come in the bulletin, motorists experience traffic holdups at the newly inaugurated Circle Interchange, Kwame Nkrumah Interchange. Will be bringing a report from there. And then we also have business coming up right after the break station. Right, it's the time for business news, and George Uafe is here. This time it's not Emmanuel Abuaje Uafe. Interestingly, both of you have the same surnames.
You're right in that one.
Are you related in any way?
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
All right, what's coming up in business?
Well, recently the finance ministry or government issued this historic 10-year bond. Now, all of us agree, back and forth about whether it was too expensive, it's not expensive. The finance minister believes that paying 19% on this was the best we could have gotten. And don't forget our interest that we are paying on these loans and these debts have shot up to about 10 billion for this year.
Is that the dollar indexed?
No, this one is the first city bond that government issued, and we are paying about 19% on this for the next 10 years. Every year we're going to pay about 19% on this. When you speak to the analysts, when you speak to the industry players, they are saying that Israel, this bond was too expensive. But the finance minister has an engagement with journalists today, says that, listen, this was the best we could have paid on this bond.
Let's hear him.
Well, the finance minister basically has been speaking about this. He's justified the decision to pay actually 19% as interest on this historic 10-year bond.
The government was not active in the secondary market at all. I hope you're getting what I'm trying to say. But now we are able to go to the secondary market through our advisors, and they can, buy the bond, substitute, and then I extend the tenor, give myself time, using my sinking fund to. So, George, what I'm doing is either I am using, the long-term funds to finance the budget at 19%, but with more room, targeting the capital budget, and I don't go, to the treasury bill market for my to finance my capital expenditure, or I'm going to use the 400 million which I have, to target my treasury bills, which are trading, which I would have refinanced at 24%, just last week, and, force, in other words, do a cutoff. In other words, I'm saying that I represent the taxpayer, and high interest means high cost to the taxpayer. And so my responsibility is to see how cost of debt service will go down. It will go down automatically for you. I remember again there were commentaries, when we, anytime we do the budget, where your interest cost is higher than capital, this is how we begin to do the reversal. And so the instrument of sinking fund, has become handily for us.
So basically that was the finance minister said. Now government last week actually got about 726 million Ghana cedis worth of bids from investors, but they actually took 438 million Ghana cedis away from issues about the economy. Let's venture into the mining sector, because mining companies in Ghana spent about $1.4 billion on procuring local materials for the operations for the year 2015. Now, that's according to the Chamber of Mines. Now, this was revealed by the Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber, Suleiman Kone, at the workshop, Electrical Cables and Standardization in the mining sector. There's more in this report.
The Chamber of Mines workshop on electrical cables is organized in collaboration with the Minerals Commission, Association of Ghana Industries, Ghana Standards Authority, and electrical cable dealers, under the theme, Improving the Supply of Electrical Cables from Local Manufacturers to the Mining Industry. The workshop is aimed at bringing together stakeholders in the mining industry to deliberate on the ideas of dealing with challenges in the supply chain of electrical materials to the sector. In an address, Suleiman Kone hinted that mining companies are complying with the local content procurement obligations. He stressed that the sector has spent about $1.4 billion, which represents 48% of total revenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, in 2015, about $1.5 billion was spent by mining companies to procure local inputs. This represents about 48% of their mineral revenue. It is the desire of the industry to increase these amounts to grow our manufacturing and service industry. By this, mining will continue to buoy up the economy, not just through the fiscal payments it makes, but also through the local manufacturing opportunity that it actually offers.
Nana Kwame Otenjisi is the head of marketing at Tropical Cables and Conductors Limited, a local electrical cable manufacturer and supplier to the mining sector. He spoke to Joy Business on some challenges encountered in the line of work.
Basically, the mines are from different areas. The owners of the mines are from different areas, so they purchase different kinds of cable specification. What we need to do is standardize the cable specification to the Ghanaian spec, okay, so that we can harmonize the specifications and the inquiries that come to us, okay. We also need at least their forecast, their cable usage, you know, for a year at most, so that we can also factor that in our production process, okay, and it will make us more efficient. So these are some of the challenges that we outlined.
The Minerals Commission's evaluation of the mining industry's performance relative to their procurement plans in 2015 and 2016 also unearthed some quality and standards issues when it comes to the procurement of locally manufactured electric cables.
Now, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana has begun what they call the pre-MPC meeting to review the health of the economy. The engagement started yesterday, and the members of the committee presented with hard numbers from all the various sectors of the economy. But how crucial is this meeting as they get into the election season? And what will be top on the agenda? I've actually been looking at how this is significant to you, the viewer, in this report. The 7-member committee, which is chaired by the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Abdul Nasir Issaku, have been giving reports covering the performance of the various sectors of the economy, as well as financial and the monetary sector. There will be some presentations to members over the next 2 days. All these are aimed at helping them take a decision this Friday whether they should vote for the policy rate to be reviewed or kept unchanged. The rate, which was held at 26% at their last meeting in September this year. Some of the issues that will top the agenda include how to deal with the rising loan defaults in the banking sector, which the Bank of Ghana has put at a little over 6 billion Ghana cedis as of September this year. Dealing with the recent sustained depreciation of the Ghana cedi on the forex market. And for many economists, how to ensure that the Bank of Ghana is not caught in the trap of financing government as we get into the election season. The meeting, which will end this Friday with the press conference next Monday, would give Ghanaians an idea how the economy has performed over the last 3 months, the country's international reserves. Many will also be looking forward to the Bank of Ghana's report on the public debt, which reached 110 billion Ghana cedis as of July this year. Businesses would also be watching the Bank of Ghana's decision on the policy rate. This is because an increase will obviously impact on the cost of credit for firms and even individuals that are currently servicing loans. Now, the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, is advocating a government to seriously consider restoring its hedging program to help cushion the country against the impact of oil shocks on the state as well as the other sectors as well. Now, energy think tanks have urged government to go back to the hedging program following the collapse of oil prices. According to PIAC, market conditions are right for government to take a cue from other oil operators and look at how price of crude oil can help mitigate the impact of volatility of oil prices on the world market. Economist Dr. John Getty says the option must be thought through carefully by government to derive the best gains for the country.
Hedging is just about risk management. In this case, there is a possibility of prices going in a direction which is not in the interest of a party, in this case, our country. So we take a position now that will lock in the price, for which if there is any volatility in the future, we will not be adversely affected. So it is about protection of our position in the oil transaction. Well, I think the call is not bad, but what is important is that those who are at the forefront of the hedging policy ought to study the market very well, because hedging is good, but it cannot be undertaken in a particular context, especially when volatility is so sharp and very difficult to predict in any way, then it means it becomes very difficult to deploy the tool of hedging to protect our position. Just like what happened in 2015, 2016, you realize that the price expectation was such that price actually collapsed in the market. So that makes it very difficult for even experienced oil-producing country and entities to hedge their positions in the market. So yes, the call is very important. That ought to be studied, but we can only go back to hedging when the margin of volatility is not actually the way it was around 2015.
So that's all for business, and Israel will be back with more news. Welcome back to Joy News Prime. The Labour Relations Minister Haruna Idrisu says government had to put some measures in place for the smooth transfer of the 5% Tier 2 pension contributions of workers into their own private scheme, hence the delay in meeting several deadlines issued by the labour unions. On Monday, the 12 labour unions extended their threats to strike over the transfer of their pension funds for 24 hours to allow the leaders to take a final decision on the strike. But answering questions from labour unions at a meeting with the Trade Union Congress, Haruna Idrisu said no one in the current government is interested in hiding pension numbers in any transitional process currently ongoing.
Subsequent to the court settlement, we needed to review the deed instrument, and it needed to go through a certain legal process. Beyond that was for us to appoint, in consultation with each other, with both government and you, nominating representations to the board, which saw subsequently the inauguration of the board. That took some time, so that should explain your April timetable. Now, what we need to resolve and is just to decide, per the law, where must the transfers go? Government is up to date with the transfers. The monies are with the MPRA. Don't forget that the temporary pension fund account itself was under the supervision of the MPRA. So the attitude of government has been for the transfers to go. Then on the schedule, the MPRA will do the transfers. If that is what you are objecting, let's say so. Mr. President, with your indulgence again, let me assure you that no one in this administration led by President Mahama would want to seek to hide pension numbers by way of declaration in any transitional process. So be assured that every detailed information from 2010 to yesterday, money accruing to the temporary pension fund account with the Bank of Ghana and with the MPRA, government will make full disclosure of it to you, and trust that one of the major anchors of President Mahama has been transparency. So he would not tamper with pension income security of any Ghanaian worker. So we've
Right, so the Kwame Nkrumah interchange was inaugurated yesterday by President John Mahama, and there was quite a bit of fanfare, and people certainly are excited about it. It's been talked about as the Dubai of Accra. It comes with a dancing fountain in addition to the 3-tier interchange. Except this morning, motorists encountered quite a bit of traffic making their way through the interchange. Now, this evening, Favor Nunu went out there to try and assess the traffic situation and whether it had eased or if there was anything happening. And he brings us this report.
It's day one after the commissioning of the Circle interchange. Time check is actually 5:15 here in Accra. I'm actually standing somewhere close to the Nima police station. Well, the situation as it stands now is that there's a heavy traffic build-up that starts from the Nima police station area there. What we realize is that there are various or new traffic lights that have been set up on the streets, and therefore there's a lot of traffic control. The policemen are on the ground managing the situation. We cannot say as of now, because what we're doing this evening is to test the situation, to examine the extent to which the interchange will deal with the traffic situation within these areas and in Accra. Of course, that's the reason for which it was established, or it was set up. So we will start from here, as we do not know what the situation is over there, but we can tell that there's a slight traffic build-up behind us, as you can see, from the Nima police station area up until the Paloma area, and we're going to continue down all the way to the Circle interchange, where we'll find that we'll go past busy internet, we'll go past the various institutions such as the VAT house, and continue all the way to the interchange, continue, go up to the Kaneshi, the side of the flyover that continues to the Kaneshi area. So do stick and stay with us as we go through this. Okay, so what you see now is we're actually underneath the overhead and climbing up to the Kaneshi area. So that's the side of the overpass that connects motorists to Kaneshi. What you can tell from the pictures is that the road is actually free. You can't actually count the number of vehicles ahead of us. It's actually free. There are only a few of them, one that passes by after a long while, and that's what it is. As to whether it is the fact that it has been newly commissioned and motorists may not be familiar with the terrain, or whether it is the fact that motorists are waiting to get familiar with the routes, we cannot tell as of now. But the evidence that we can bring to you now shows that, well, the overpass has actually eased traffic congestion day one after its commissioning. Vehicles are moving freely. Motorists are not stuck in traffic as we have known this place to be in the past. Traffic situation was horribly and terribly serious in these areas, but we don't see that now. It's fairly free. It's very open to vehicles. You can actually move freely, and there's been no challenge for us whatsoever as far as there's been no challenge posed to us in our movement. Very beautiful edifice, as you can tell, and indeed the traffic situation is down. We can confirm that to you, as you can see from the pictures right now. So, well, this is work that has been commissioned, and day one of its commissioning, clearly the traffic situation has been minimal. We will continue all the way down. As you can see, we're connecting to the Accra area where there's the GCB towers. You remember there's a gold filling station in the past that got burnt. We're driving into that area now, and what you can tell clearly is that any obstruction with regards to our movement, as clearly we're moving smoothly. Then there's no traffic. There's few vehicles that we find on the road. The time that one would have to spend in the past trying to meander our way through various vehicles and very narrow circle roundabouts is no more. Clearly, there's enough space for motorists to actually make their way to the various destinations. So starting from about 5:15 p.m., we realized that about 6:15, that's an hour into the night, traffic situation seemed to get worse at the very lower parts of the interchange, where motorists were stuck up in traffic and were unable to actually move. The free flow of traffic earlier on had ceased. So this is a situation report from the Kwame Nkrumah interchange, whereas traffic happens to be free and flowing at the very upper part of the interchange. The lower sections seem to be struggling as motorists partially are stuck in traffic. Coming to you from the Nkrumah interchange, Favor Nunu reporting for Joy News.
Right, so you now have an idea the kind of traffic situation you're likely to encounter if you're going through the Circle interchange. It's mainly about the rush hour, and if you're moving with the traffic or you're moving with the rush hour, then you're likely to encounter some traffic at some point. And the other notorious part with a lot of traffic is beneath the interchange, so you want to look out for those ones if you're commuting, just so you don't get into that congestion. We're taking a break, after which we'll bring you international news. Rest of our story. The countdown is on to the 2016 presidential and parliamentary elections, and already the campaigns are heating up. And our special election feature with specific focus on the keenly contested parliamentary seats, jobs and sanitation seem to be the main issues which will drive the decision-making process of voters in the Klottey Korle constituency for the next representative in Parliament, as Francis Aman reports.
My name is Mr. Usuansa. I'm in Klottey Korle here for about 10 years. I've been voting twice here. But the issue we are talking, you see, always NDC remain NDC, MPP remain MPP. I don't think MPP will vote for NDC and NDC will vote. The floating voters, they have the problem. They will talk about the issue. They are the correct people to say something. They are the wise people.
Mr. Usuansa, in a nutshell, describes the unpredictability of the constituency Klottey Korle. On December 7, it will be one of the swing constituencies in the Greater Accra region. History shows us an interesting twist in the tale of Klottey Korle. In 1996, NDC's David Lamptey won the seat. In 2000, the MPP's Ni Edu Dakumante snatched the seat and held on to it in 2004. Niama Ashite of the NDC stormed the contest and won in dramatic fashion in 2008 and managed to hold on to it up until now. But in 2016, it's a fresh slate for political rookies. Daughter of former President Rawlings, Dr. Zaneto Rawlings, is battling lawyer Philip Addison of the MPP and then the independent candidate, homeboy Ninoy Note. The constituency is cosmopolitan, with a blend of typical rural settlements in the midst of plush estates, a business hub, and the headquarters of government's ministries, departments, and agencies. The constituency stretches from Kwame Nkrumah Circle through Odona and Adabraka, through Asalam Down, and ends at Osu. We began to gauge the pulse of the people. So, with just a few days to go to the elections, you can tell that the energy is already building up. Just a few meters from the Obra spot, these supporters of the NDC are clearly dancing. What's making you happy this morning?
I'm happy because my area has been transformed. I didn't know my area can be transformed like this. Now I have Dubai in my area. So I am happy, and I want to tell the president that God should bless him and bless him and bless him.
So the interchange here is winning your votes for the NDC?
Yes. Even if the interchange is not there, we are winning. For sure. For sure.
Have you always voted NDC?
Yes, all my life.
Yeah, I'm happy because this place has been changed. Formerly, the prostitutes, everybody is there. They have been doing what they want. But right now, Circle is a new town, new Dubai. When you walk, if somebody wants to put his hand inside your pocket, you get the person right. So I'm happy the place has been transformed.
Okay, so this one part of the constituency, just close to the Circle interchange, you can tell in their view, for some of them living here, this will be one of the key things that will turn their minds on who they vote for in this year's elections. We then drove down to the Odona market, an area saddled with its peculiar problems. Alimatu has been trading at this market for over 10 years. Flooding and low patronage will inform her decision on the constituency's next MP.
Initially, I said I wouldn't vote, but after seeing the massive flyover at Circle, I have changed my mind. Now there's no traffic at Circle, and I go about my duties with ease. But like Oliver Twist, we are pleading with the government to renovate the Odona market for us. Most of our things got destroyed in the 3rd June floods, and things have not been the same. Right now, most of our customers can't even locate our shops, but we believe that if he builds new stores stores for us, they will locate us and our sales will increase.
So here in the constituency, we've met just 3 individuals. They represent the fine blend of what happens in this area, a mix of the youth and the elderly.
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel Osu Klottey Korle.
My name is Joseph Sena Azaliko.
Okay. You live here?
Yeah, I live here.
Okay. What about you, sir?
Yeah, my name is Christian Note Osu Klottey.
Christian, let me start with you. Yeah. What issues will influence your decision on who you vote for your next MP?
Yeah, about the development. We, the people living in this community, we were facing so many problems. And one issue that we were facing most is our sanitation. The sanitation problem is worrying us much. And because of that, I would like to vote for Zenato so that if she comes to power, she should do something better for us.
He has been bold enough to tell us who he will vote for.
He vote for MPP parliamentary. That during his campaign manifesto, he promised to give way to unemployed, keeping full sanitation of Osu Korle Klottey, and also creating more skills for unemployed, especially women, to have their daily bread.
So that for you,
you have motivated me to vote for the parliamentary MPP.
I don't support anyone, but I can see some of development going on in our these constituencies. So as for me, if I vote, I'll divert my vote to Zenato.
When you say divert, it means it's somewhere that you are diverting to.
For PPP, Eva Loco.
So if Eva was on the ballot box, you on the ballot paper, you will have voted for her?
Yes, I will have voted for her because she's the person I can see that she has a big vision in these constituencies.
Okay. So so does it hurt you that she's gone?
Oh yeah, seriously. I'm a strong CPP man and I diverted to PPP.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now that Eva is gone,
I'll vote to Zenato.
Okay.
Zenato.
Interesting mix there. So clearly for these 3 gentlemen, everyone has picked his choice based on the issues and the personality and what they are promising. That's here, Yunusu. Let's see what the picture is. It has been christened the Florida of Ghanaian elections, Klottey Korle constituency, and as you can see, the battle is on. The contest is up and running. Will this constituency, for the set time of asking, be painted blue as Philip Addison is seeking for his parliamentary seat, or will it be the woman from the progeny or from the dynasty of the Rawlingses? We wait to see, but all eyes are here. The battle is on. The campaigns are heated, but the issues are spelled out will center on sanitation, employment, as well as drainage systems for the people. We wait to see what happens on that day. Reporting live from the constituency at the heart of the Rawlings roundabout, I'm Francis Aben for Joy News.
The presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has assured the people of Kroboland that his administration will establish a cement factory in the area to create jobs for the teeming unemployed youth there. Addressing a rally at the Krobo Odumase Lorry Station, Nana Akufo-Addo indicated that Kroboland has one of the major limestone deposits in the country, but they do not have a plan to produce cement. Nana Addo is on his last leg of his campaign tour of the Eastern region. Earlier, there was a demonstration against the Member of Parliament for Buakwa South constituency, Samuel Atachia, over his statement on the siting of a university on the Eastern region, in the Eastern region. Correspondent Maxwell Kudako has been speaking to the PRO of the Traditional Council.
Aware of what is going on before he said yes. So it was something that they said they were going to relate the decision to the Lord. So I kept quiet. It was there and then that I was there when he told me that. So even when they went there, the Colonel said no. Even if anything, he must be giving a prior information. Then he was not aware of anything. He was just down the street there. Then when they said, it's a decision out. So he did not accept the decision according to the commander. This is what he said. So we have just gone to the meeting and yet to go and see him and see to ascertain the fact whether
are you expecting to see the corner? When are you going to see the corner?
I will say it today. As I'm speaking now, it's in court. It's in court. It's the Southern Court. So
also, the acting national chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Freddie Blay, has asserted that the NPP is gradually gaining ground in the Volta region. Freddie Blay, who has been visiting some constituencies in the region within the past 3 days, expressed satisfaction at the attendance and the enthusiasm exhibited by the electorate towards the party. The Blay is optimistic the NPP will win more votes in the region that will culminate into the party winning some constituency seats come December 7. He said this when addressing journalists on Monday in the Volta Regional Capital Hall.
Freddie Blay led a team from the NPP national headquarters to the Volta region to deliberate on strategies to employ to help increase votes for the NPP in the region in the December polls. The team had a series of meetings with the regional and constituency executives as well as parliamentary candidates. Addressing the press on the last day of his visit, Freddie Blay expressed satisfaction at the level of preparation by the Volta regional executives in the run-up to the general election. He asserted that people in the region are gradually embracing the NPP and is optimistic of his party winning some parliamentary seats in the Volta region.
We admit that it is not that easy in this region for NPP, but gradually things are changing. You smell it, you feel it, and people tell you. You call for meetings and the attendance, even without giving them back notice, the way they tell you. As you pointed out yesterday, we were in Aflawu, the V16 summit, which brought outline of people from various backgrounds and from the various constituencies.
He accused the NDC of seeking power to enrich themselves and urged the electorate to vote against the NDC and give the NPP the opportunity to build the country to benefit all citizens. He further said the founder of the National Democratic Congress, Jerry John Rawlings, is not supporting the NDC due to the failure of the Mahama-led government to fight the increasing level of corruption among public officials.
As I talk to you now, a party that was born on the philosophy of probity and accountability. It's no more having the founder in its corner. It's no more having the founder campaigning for it. Your guess will be as good. It's even gone on to say that a lot of stealing in the government. It's described some of them as thieves within the party. So corruption is now very, 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 very prevalent in the NDC. We keep on happening on it. But it's not only those of us on the other side. J.J. Rowland, the founder, has said it and he continues saying it. When he says so, some people will go and hire some foreign papers, African Watch, to write, to make him look like as if he's even lost his memory.
The NPP aims to win 5 parliamentary seats and 50% of presidential votes in the Volta region in the general election. Fred Kwame Asari's report for Joy News.
We're taking a break now. We'll be back with entertainment.
Anyway, so also in the news today, we have Jackie Appiah, who says that she'll prefer doing, editing and directing than production because most of her friends are into production of movies. And so she's been speaking to Mama V at the recently held Joy at the Mall.
Maybe I might direct something, yeah. It's not produced, but direct.
Not produced.
Yeah.
Is it more difficult producing or is it a little more work?
I guess it's a lot more work. I don't know. I'm just not comfortable producing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But it's interesting to know that you edit.
And then it's a video coming up.
And I know that you've done a brand new camera, so tell me what you're doing. I'm letting out all your secrets today. Have you been shooting with it already?
Yes, it's in my car. Like in the backseat.
All right, so that's Jackie Appiah, Joy in the Ball. But whilst Kukumenu says it's okay for men who are married to cheat, Riella says she hasn't done it before. She doesn't know what it is like. you know, to have a man lay by her.
Hold on. So what? She's saying she's a virgin?
She's a virgin, 100%. She's never tried it before.
She said it?
But why do you seem surprised? Have you...
Okay, let's listen.
Okay.
I'm a virgin.
Which degree? Secondary?
No. Untouched. I'm just waiting for my husband to come in.
Untouched as in Are you sure?
Eh.
I think.
Okay.
Untouched.
I laugh enter Jackie Apia's car.
No, this one. Hey, she can see you because she said she's a virgin. You say you laugh enter somebody's car.
Yeah, well, I mean,
untouched.
Okay, I haven't said that she's not a virgin. I'm just saying that I laugh enter Jackie Apia's car.
Why are you laughing?
Yeah, because I can laugh.
Definitely, you can laugh.
Right, it's time for sports, and Gary L. Smith is here. Now, before you bring us what you're going to tell us about the sports, there's a boxing arena.
Yeah, that's the first story. Actually.
That's your first story.
Yeah,
it looks beautiful.
Look, President Mahama has been busy, hasn't he?
Is it
in the past? He's the one going to inaugurate, to commission it.
Yeah, he's going to inaugurate. But is it a government of Ghana project?
So it's funded by SNIT. So it's going to be called the Trust Emporium.
So it's SNIT?
Yeah, SNIT.
And some Polish company.
Yeah, it's a public-private partnership, but most of the money is coming from SNIT.
Okay.
So, you know, because of maintenance issues...
We didn't take a loan for it?
No, we didn't take a loan.
So it's not a government of Ghana loan?
Yes, it's not a government of Ghana loan as well. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's
so my pension money.
What?
My pension money. My pension money built.
I know.
All right, take it.
All right, thank you very much. And like we've been saying in the past couple of bulletins, President Mahama has been busy. I'm sure he's going to be very tired at the end of today. After traveling all around the country tonight, he's in Bukom, the heart of boxing Ghana, and he's commissioning the National Sports Emporium. You can see the president with 2 places from him. It's a familiar face. In private life called Tom Yokain, Nia Ibonte is his 2 name. And this is for the people of that constituency and that area and for Ghana as a whole. It's a 7,000 seater, 7,000 capacity, arena. And it will have training facilities. And later it's going to have a spa, a clinic, a school as well inside the same complex as well. And this means that obviously what was famously known as the Lavender Hill has been sorted because it's not going to be there anymore. And you can see Stan Dogbe also there before the president commissioned it. Big deal for people in that community. And you can see the man in the orange and clapping is Ernest Thompson, the GM, the general manager of SNIT there. So this is important for so many reasons. I mean, boxing and Bukom have been synonymous, producing Ghana's world champions. And if you saw our earlier reports from Nathaniel Ato, who brought us live pictures, the Emporium is going to have stands that are named after all Ghana's world champions. That is great indeed. There's one called Azuma Nelson. There's a stand called Ikwoti. There's one called Nanaya Okonedu, and so on and so forth. So that's going to be it. We are going to have more reports and more pictures from there. The event is emceed by our own Nathaniel Ato, the Joy Sports editor. So we are going to have some exclusive interviews tomorrow. Still in boxing, Emmanuel Tego is set to stage his first international bout at the newly commissioned Bukom Arena. Samuel Enimado is the CEO of Baby Jet Promotions, and he gives us the lowdown.
It's going to be history in Ghana because it's a long time Ghana has not had a world champion. So we've been able to even secure that belt to be brought down in Ghana, the sub-Saharan Africa. It's history for Ghana, and I believe I'm using this opportunity to entreat Ghanaians to come in their numbers on that day, come and support Ghana, because Emmanuel Tego, if he wins, is going to be the world champion for Ghana. It's a long time Ghana had a world champion. So I hope I believe this is the great opportunity for Ghana, that we are going to have a world champion, and then we'll take it to the other weight division associations, I'm talking about WBC, WBO, and other associations, IBF, to be able to nullify the weight division and have a world champion that we all be proud of, like the likes of Asma Nelson, Klottey, and all the great boxers we have in this country. So it's a great opportunity for us. Come next week Friday, I'm using this opportunity to tell Ghanaians that it is happening here. Boxing Bukom Arena, Emmanuel Tego versus Fernando Salcido.
Now, Gary, earlier I know we had planned to play. We're supposed to play Russia in a friendly, or
no? It was already played.
It was played.
They beat the Black Stars 1-0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that's just by the way.
Let's go back to boxing.
Let's go back to boxing. The arena, the boxing arena,
looks really good.
It looks good.
So we didn't show you the picture. We just showed you the videos. Yes, but these are the
day shots.
Yes, the day shots. So arena by night is what we saw. This is arena by day, boxing arena by day.
And the arena by day actually looks better
than the arena by night.
The arena by night. On the contrary, if you go to the circle interchange, the interchange by night looks better than the
interchange by day. So these are some of the shots. Nathaniel Ato, yes, brought us a report earlier today. Very nice place, 7,000 capacity, like I said.
Oh, you can see, okay, so that's it.
Yeah, that's it. So, and people are asking about maintenance. You know, they can hold concerts and things there. It's going to be good.
Yes. But, okay, would people be comfortable going to the heart of Bukom for a concert?
No, this is just on the roadside, like before the Mortuary Road. So, well.
Okay, so it's not exactly.
Well, Shatawale can fill this place easily.
Oh, yeah. He'll
anyway, that's the spot for now.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Gary R. Smith, for bringing us the sports. We have to join. On that note, that's it for the bulletin. My name is Israelite. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good evening.
This is Joy News Prime.